Voting, it's our right as an American citizen. Voting has come a long way from when it was first founded here in the United States. In the beginning, only white men with property were permitted to vote. In 1869, the 15th Amendment passed that prohibited government from denying a citizen the right to vote based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude. This act was one of the results from the American Civil War. It was not until 1920, with the ratification of the 19th Amendment, women were granted the right to vote for the first time in the presidential election. The third voting rights movement came about in the 1960s. This movement led to the lowering of the voting age from 21 to 18. In 1971, the 26th Amendment was ratified to require all states to set the voting age no higher than 18. The general idea was that if you can be enlisted into the Army, why couldn't you vote? We have come a long way when it comes to the right to vote. But here's a fun fact. Did you know that prisoner voting rights is a state issue? And actually, the laws are different from state to state about who can vote if you are a prisoner. Is that really fair? Voting is a right given to you at birth as an American citizen. Can you imagine if this right to vote no longer existed? The country would no longer survive as a democratic nation. Okay, we might be a bit dramatic, but seriously, what if you could not vote? You basically give away your right to influence the government overall. That means that this country would no longer run on its democratic principles. Luckily, we have the right to vote as an American citizen. Once you are 18 years old, as an adult citizen who resides in one of the 50 states, you may not be restrained from voting. No matter what gender, race, and age, provided that you're older than 18, you have a voice in this country. So why is it important to vote? Let us start with that voter turnout has declined over the decades, especially in young adults. However, youth voting has had a slight upward trend over time. From 2006 to 2008, the youth vote increased 6% and has continuously been increasing since then. Yes, that is great, and we must continue with this trend. It is our civic duty to vote. If you don't vote, you don't have a voice in this country's government. You intentionally lose the right to influence the government. A citizen can vote in order to get information across. They can vote to elect officials into office. And as mentioned earlier, voice opinions for the future of the United States. So what are you waiting for? Go register to vote today! You can register to vote in the following ways. By mailing the National Mail Voter Registration Form. By going to your local voter registration or election offices. By going to your local Department of Motor Vehicles. Or at any armed services recruitment centers. And in some states, you can even register to vote online. You will have to contact your local state election office to see if your state offers online voter registration. As citizens, we must express our rights and responsibilities and instill a sense of duty into our children. Voting is one of these rights. As John D. Rockefeller Jr. once said, every right implies a responsibility, every opportunity an obligation, every possession a duty. Go register to vote today.